to do. I mean, they've been doing some fantastic work in organizing workers in oil refineries, in bus depots, in lots of different sectors, health, local government, etc., etc. I think there is a total of over 50 sectors represented in the United Union. But we can't just focus on better pay, terms and conditions. We also need to think about what is in front of our eyes and the climate catastrophe that we are facing and what our union's response is going to be. Unfortunately, Unite is a union that still supports what we call a balanced energy mix. What on earth does that mean? I don't know. Actually, I do know. It means if you can burn it, baby. It means that we're not opposed to coal energy, we're not opposed to oil and gas, we're not opposed to nuclear, we're not opposed to biomass, and we are sleepwalking workers into climate catastrophe. Because what's going to happen, regardless of what the union is doing, is that those industries are going to shut down. And what we don't want is those industries to shut down in the way the coal industry or the steel industry have been shut down in the 80s, where thousands and thousands of workers and the communities they live in found themselves on the scrap heap. We want to develop alternative. We want to develop a bargaining agenda, demands that we can put to our employer about just transition and decarbonization. And we want our union to fight for those demands. If we can develop those demands in every sector and put it on an industrial agenda, then it means that we will be able to go on strike for those demands. And ultimately, this is where the Unite Grassroot Climate Justice Caucus would like to take the millions of workers in United Union, but this is not yet the goal. So if you are a member of Unite, please do come and see me. I've got a QR code you can scan to join the caucus and help us to progress this agenda. We are doing small steps, but we've organized a number of sessions for our members, looking at our union structure and democracy, because most union members haven't got a clue how our unions are working, how you can make change inside the union, so that was a bit of an education process for us all. And then we try to organize around our forthcoming policy conference that will take place in Brighton in July. Unite policy at the moment is all over the place when it comes to climate justice. We oppose fossil fuel, but we support just transition. We support climate job, but we support coal. We support hydrogen and carbon capture, but then we've also got some good climate justice policy on housing. It's a total mess. So small step first, but we managed to put 2 motions on this conference agenda. And one has been the work of, particularly, I want to say thank you to Finlay for Safe Landing, who is going to be speaking after me, on Workers' Assembly, how we bring new forms of democracy on our unions. You'll hear a little bit more about that, so we've got a motion on that. And then, that's going to be a challenge, I'm telling you, this conference is going to be fun. We've got a motion opposing new fossil fuel infrastructure. So we're not even where we can say, let's shut down the industry, because we don't want to shut down the industry, we want the workers to come up with this transition plan. But we can start by easier steps to say, no new fossil fuel. Why is that important? Because if we win that amount within our union, we can then use the full weight of our union, including resources, whether they're financial or manpower, resources, to actually go and oppose that Cumbria coal mine, to actually go and oppose any new fossil fuel infrastructure that this sorry government may want to implement. And that will be really powerful. It will reinforce the climate justice movement. So we started small, but we hope to win that argument. We'll let you know after July if we are successful. If not, we won't start. There was actually a success story that I'm going to share with you before I move on. But we actually did that in Unite a few years ago, and it was about fracking. Back in 2012, there were 3 motions at the Unite conference, 3 motions on the agenda about fracking. One came from the energy sector who were supporting of fracking. One came from the National Executive Committee that was wishy-washy. We don't really know if we're opposing or supporting. Basically, we just had the status quo. And there was a motion that came from some of the grassroots members in Unite that opposed fracking and said that Unite should, campaign against fracking. And because we organize as grassroots activists, we actually won the argument on the conference floor, and Unite was the first union to oppose fracking. So that's the type of strategy that we can organize in our unions. And I will encourage you, whatever union you are in, to try to find out, have you got a green rep or climate justice or a Green New Deal network? If so, join it, become active and recruit more people to get involved. We'll be around later as well if you want to have questions or conversations about it. But yes, thank you very much. This was Clara Paillard from Unite Grassroots Climate Justice Caucus.